Good evening out there, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Alan D9J Sports. We're right back at it with another show. Tonight's show, of course, it's about that boxing. The month's in, and now we've got 2 months. We've got June and July. 8 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Generally, how long it takes for boxers to go into their camp and ramp up to get ready to get it on. We're going to be talking about Terrence Bud Crawford. We're going to be talking about Canelo Saul Alverez in one of the biggest fights, one of the biggest anticipated fights in years. Sit back and listen to what we've got to say here at D9J Sports. Well, let's get into it. We're going to start off with the undisputed champion, Terrence Bud Crawford. He's going to be moving up 2 weight divisions, not 1 weight division. He's going to be moving up 2 weight divisions to take on Saul Canelo Alverez. Terrence Crawford, let's break him down. Terrence Crawford, we know, is one of the greatest fighters ever to lace him up, but he's going to have his hands full. Let's talk about the weight. Terrence Crawford generally fights about 150, 55, 60 pounds. We saw that he moved up. When he fought Madrimov, he moved up 1 weight class and fought him at a higher weight. Some say he struggled. I say that, well, in his first fight, in a tune-up fight, I think that he done what he needs to do to win the fight, and that's what's important about winning the fight. Now, some of the things that happened within that fight against Madrimov, Terrence Bud Crawford did get some shots landed on him, but he was still able to keep him off. The herky-jerky style of Madrimov caused a few problems, but Terrence Crawford, with his boxing ability, being able to switch right-handed, left-handed, southpaw, orthodox if you're living under a rock. So, will Terrence Bud Crawford be able to utilize that against Saul Canelo Alvarez? Well, the one thing about that weight is it's okay if you walk around at, 155, 60 pounds, and you're going to fight at 156 pounds. That's 4 pounds. That really isn't that big of a deal. But when you walk around, your walk-around weight is 150, 60 pounds, and you're talking about going up fighting, 168, 170, man, that's a lot of weight. For those of you out there who don't think that is going to make a big difference, then you don't really know a lot about boxing, about sports itself. Okay, because 20 pounds, 18, 19, 20 pounds, it's probably going to play a factor. I think it would play a factor. Now, you got to look at, okay, so he's going to have to pick up that weight. Will he be able to sustain that weight throughout the fight? That's the key. You pick up that weight, even though you may take your speed up, I don't think you're going to get any more power, because it doesn't work like that. I think that you're just naturally gifted with a certain amount of power. I think that when you carry that weight up after about the 3rd or 4th round, you're going to start dropping back off. You're going to start dropping off. Will he be able to carry that weight up and be able to function? Move around the ring, because he can't stand toe-to-toe with Canelo Alvarez. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's not going to end well if Terrence Bud Crawford stands toe-to-toe with Canelo Alvarez. Now, I'm telling you, there will be some times where he's going to have to sit down in the pocket and he's going to have to exchange with him, but he's going to have to be able to stick and move. He's going to be able to stick him, move, and then he's going to have to pick those times when he's able to sit down in the pocket and release some blows on Canelo, because I'm sure Canelo is going to respect him, but Canelo isn't going to fear his power. He's probably going to test him on early to see what he has, and that's going to probably be what Canelo Alvarez uses as his measuring stick for Terrence Bud Crawford's power. Now, Terrence Bud Crawford defensively, he's going to have to be able to endure some shots. I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to get hit, ladies and gentlemen. It's boxing. This ain't powder puff. He's going to have to get hit. He's going to have to take some punching. He's going to get hit on the arms, shoulders, and everywhere. And Canelo Alvarez is going to keep coming, and he's going to keep swinging. We saw how he put the pressure on Charlo. And Charlo was a smaller fighter going up and fighting Canelo Alvarez. And it only takes 1 blow, ladies and gentlemen. Remember when Amir Khan was fighting him, Amir Khan was actually outboxing Canelo. Now, and it only took 1 shot, and he went to sleep. Now, we know I'm not sitting here telling you that Amir Khan is no damn Terrence Bud Crawford. If you're thinking that, you don't even get in the comments and say nothing stupid. I don't think Amir Khan is no damn Terrence Crawford. You know I don't. I'm just trying to make a point. He's going to get hit. And in some of the fights I see, Bud does have the tendency to get hit. Let's be honest. We got to be honest about this thing if we're going to really have a true breakdown about it. Bud's going to get hit. Will he be able to stand that punishment? We're going to see. We're going to see. Canelo's going to try to cut the ring off. I'm sure Bud's going to use his movement. Now, let's be honest. Now, Bud Crawford has a longer reach than Canelo Alvarez. Canelo's just thicker than Bud. They're about the same height. So it isn't going to be one of the things where you talking about like you fighting like the Gypsy Man, a Gypsy King, and he's 6'9", fighting somebody, and they're 6'3". No, they're about the same height, but Canelo walks around with that weight. So this is Alan with D9J Sports. Somebody needs to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's move on to Saul Canelo Alverez. Saul Canelo Alverez, he's lost a couple of fights, but he lost to Floyd Money Mayweather at a young age, and he got taught a lesson. He got taught a lesson, and he lost when he moved up and fought Dimitri Bivol, the light heavyweight champion of the world, one of the greatest fighters out there. One of the best damn light heavyweights that you've ever seen. You see what I think he got robbed when he fought Beterbiev, I mean that name, Beterbiev, the first time, but he came back and he whooped his butt. I consider whooped his butt the second time and won it. So yeah, Saul Canelo Alvarez lost to him. In those two fights, he learned a lot, especially when he fought Floyd Mayweather. If you notice Saul Canelo Alvarez after he fought Floyd Mayweather, he used some of those things that Floyd Mayweather taught him in the ring. Okay, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, breaking Saul Canelo Alvarez down, can't get tired against Bud Crawford if it makes it to the 6th round. Because you get tired against Bud Crawford, man, he gonna rat-tat-tat. You know what? You're gonna have to be able to go because Bud Crawford is not no pushover. But I will say that Bud Crawford for Saul Canelo Alvarez will be the best fighter he's fought since. And I'm not talking about Bivol. I'm talking about he's been the best fighter that he's fought since he fought Floyd Money Mayweather. That's the respect I'm giving Bud Crawford, Saul. So you're going to have to be ready. You're going to have to slow him down. How do you slow him down? You're going to have to work on that body. You have to work on his body to slow him down, Saul. Because if you don't work on that body and slow him down and then you get tired, man, Bud Crawford going to put them paws on you. Okay? You got to use your power shots. You got to use them wisely. You can't get frustrated because Canelo, if you get frustrated, Bud Crawford's going to feed right into that. He's going to feed into it. It's going to look to be a hell of a fight, ladies and gentlemen. So if I'm going to tell you this right now. If you haven't been in that position, there's nothing like being in that ring, ladies and gentlemen. When you in that ring and the referee brings both fighters to the center of the ring and he gives you your instruction and he checks your trunks and he checks your gloves, that's when reality sets in. You don't know what that's like. The only way you're going to know what that's like is if you've ever been in that position. But then once you go back to your corner, reality really sets in that, hey, man, it's not like you get into a dust up with somebody at a local bar. You get to a dust up where they're going to be shooting. But you know what I mean? You get into a dust up and there's a whole bunch of people around. There's going to be a couple of blows landing and they're going to stop. Nobody's going to stop this but the referee, but he ain't want to stop it. In your corner ain't want to throw a towel in. It's you against your opponent. It's you, all the hype and all the talk is over. So 8 weeks of training camp. I'm sure they're going to be ramping up. Hey, this is what it's about. 8 weeks of hard determination, hard grit, hard work. Hard work is what's going to pay off. Somebody's going to get their butt whooped. Somebody's going to get their butt whooped. Do I know who I think is? Do I think I know who's going to win? Yeah. But we'll talk about that on the next show. Just want to touch in with you guys and girls out there and let you know 8 weeks. 8-week training camps really ramp up for Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. We're going to keep this thing going, and we're going to let you know everything they're doing in training camp. So come back to this show. We're not a show that's trying to get you to just use it. We don't have clickbait. We're going to tell you what's really happening with the fight. We're going to tell you what's going to really happen with both fighters, and then we're going to lead this thing up to the fight. Until the next time, Alan with D9J Sports. Just remember, wherever you're at, be careful out there. To all my homies out there in the 409. You know what time it is. D9J Sports, we've started to ramp up the QBs, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm definitely out.